Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you all can join us tonight. Welcome to the February Louisville Town Council meeting. We'd like to welcome our folks who are watching us live on Facebook, watching us live streaming on louisvillenc.net, and watching us live on TV6 from your living room with your feet propped up on your couch, I hope, on this Valentine's Day. Thank you for sharing some of your time with us and being with us this evening. We'll begin our meeting, as is customary, with an invocation led by our town attorney, Bo Howe, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilmember Robert Green. Please stand if you're able and join us.
Let us pray. God our Father, we give you thanks for this special day on which we celebrate the love that we have for the people who are important in our lives. And our Father God, we give you thanks for loving us and for blessing us in so many ways, not the least of which is the blessing of this wonderful town in which we live. Those who are citizens here, we give you thanks for them, for the staff who work so hard every day to make this town a wonderful town, and for the elected body who makes important decisions. We ask you, Lord, to give them courage and give them wisdom as they go through the business of tonight's meeting. Be with us as we go through the meeting as well, and at the end of the meeting, take us all safely home. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is this a raid? We've got enough uniforms and sheriff's folks coming in behind us. Is
It's a guy in the red shirt.
very good. As is customary again, we'll do our council roll call with introductions of council members.
I'm Councilman Jeff Singer. It's a pleasure to serve.
I'm Ed Smith. Welcome and good evening.
I'm your mayor, Mike Horn.
Robert Green.
Marcy Gallman, happy Valentine's Day.
And I'm Fred Franklin.
Very good. Council, we do have a couple of additions to the agenda since our briefing. If you'll move down to new business. We have we mentioned that we were going to have awarding a contract to Yakin Valley Paving for our Arbor Run entrance. We've added that as Resolution 201-09006 since our briefing. We do have one that's not appearing on your agenda, which is ordinance. This will be A3, ordinance 201-9008, and it's a budget ordinance to fix Fallbrook Lane. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. And then we also have a resolution awarding the contract to be able to do that work itself. So we have basically three new items on the agenda since our briefing. Are there any other additions or changes? With that, we'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Smith makes the motion, Mr. Zinger makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, that is unanimous. Hank, the consent agenda, please.
Yes, sir. This evening, the consent agenda consists of three items. First is Resolution 2019003 for the acceptance and approval of monthly financials for December 2018. Next is the approval of council briefing and action minutes from January 3rd, 2019. And finally, the approval of council meeting minutes from January 10th, 2019.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, the consent agenda are items that routinely come before the council. These are our minutes, our financial reports. Our town finance director, who I'll introduce in a moment, also assures us every week that if they're on our consent agenda, that there are no items that are jumping up to bite us, so that we all should be in good shape financially. Any council member can ask those items to be removed to discuss individually, or we can vote on them as a group, in which we'll probably do tonight. Is there a motion, please?
Motion for approval.
Second.
Mr. Franklin makes the motion, Mr. Zinger makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, that's unanimous. And as I often do, I forget to introduce the staff at the appropriate time of the agenda, so I'll do so now. I was thrown aback by all the uniform folks coming in, so please excuse me. We have our manager, Hank Perkins. We have our town attorney, Bo Howe, back in the back of the room. We have our communication specialist, Jeannie Taylor, our town clerk, Mrs. Joyce Walker, and our town finance director, Ms. Pam Orrell. Thank you all for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an introduction this evening, and I'll introduce our own Corporal P.J. Stringer, who I believe you have some folks that you'd like to introduce this evening.
Good evening, As you know, with the community policing, we rotate folks in and out of community policing. And I'm here tonight to introduce, first and foremost, our new elected sheriff, Bobby Kimbrough Jr. Here we have Chief Deputy Rocky Joyner and Captain Henry Gray, along with Ms. Alicia Coleman. They're joining us tonight to formally introduce to you Deputy Tyler Tate. Deputy Tate is new to community policing. I think he'll serve you well, but at this time, I think Sheriff Kimbrough would like to say a few words. We lost Deputy Byerly, who went on to some bigger and better things further in her career in investigation. So she served with Louisville for a number of years, so I know you all got to know her, but I think that's community policing and out here in Louisville is one of the best communities there is to work, and I know Tyler is very excited to join you.
Great.
Okay.
Tyler, how about, Sheriff, welcome. Tyler, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm originally from Rockingham County. That's where I was born and raised. After I graduated high school there, I went down to college at Wingate University near Charlotte. Then did some time with the Union County Sheriff's Office, and then came here and joined the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office at the beginning of last year. Worked in the general Louisville area since then, and I'm excited to be here in Louisville now and serving you all and the residents here.
Very good, Tyler. Welcome. We're glad you're here. You'll find we're a very welcoming community. I hope you get a chance to meet our residents and learn our neighborhoods and find out what a very special place Louisville is, and we're glad to have you. Good luck, and if we can be of assistance, let us know.
Absolutely. Thank
Very
you.
good. Sheriff, how are you? Thanks for coming out.
No, the pleasure's mine, sir, and it's an honor to stand before you all, the town of Louisville and the council. Some of the faces I remember from the parade, and I just wanted to stop by and say how much I appreciate you all. And if you knew anything from me, anything, and I do mean that, please do not hesitate. As you're aware, Tate will be a part of this community doing the community policing, but he'll be backed by the rest of the Forsyth County Sheriff's Department. If you need anything from me, please do not hesitate. And it is a pleasure to be here this evening. And I want to thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate you coming out, and we always appreciate what the Sheriff's Office has meant to our community, and we look forward to our great relationship working with you.
Of course, no doubt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Council members, any comments? Very good. We'll move to our first opportunity to hear from our residents tonight. This is our public forum. If anybody has anything that's near and dear to their heart that they'd like to address the council with, now's the time to do it. Please come forward, state your name and address, and let us hear from you. Anybody wish to make any comments? Very good. There will be another opportunity at the end of the meeting tonight. If you would like to mark that on your calendars, if you should hear anything or would like to make comments at the end of the meeting, there'll be another opportunity to do that as well. Ms. Walker, you have some appointments for us.
I do. You have appointment order 2019-001. This will be appointing Noor Kazi to the Student Leadership Committee. I will need an approval from council, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Smith makes the motion, Mrs. Gallman makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Ms. Walker, you have another one.
Yes, appointment order 2019-002 will be appointing Martin Beal to represent District 1 on the Willow Run Municipal Service District Board.
Very good. Council members, any question for Ms. Walker? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Franklin makes a motion, Mr. Zinger makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome those individuals. As you know, we have a number of committees and boards who are served by volunteers. We are very, very fortunate that they will give of their time and their energies and their intellect and their enthusiasm to serve on our committees. We rely greatly on their recommendations and their work to move our town forward, and we welcome these two individuals and wish them well. We have no public hearings this evening. We have no evidentiary hearings this evening. We have no site plan amendments. We have no unfinished business. We're down to new business. And Pam, I think you want us to spend some money.
Yeah, we have ordinance 2019006. This is to amend budget ordinance 2018001 in the amount of $68,853, and this is to fund the Arbor Run Drive street repairs.
Very good, council. This is one of the items we discussed at our briefing. Any questions for Ms. Orrell?
I do have one quick question.
Yes, sir.
Is POW bill funds being used for any of this? Is this, okay,
It is, yes.
okay, thank you very much.
Motion to adopt 2019006.
Second.
Mr. Zinger makes the motion. Mr. Smith makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Let's now award the contract. Is that correct, Pam?
That's right. We have Resolution 2019006, and this is to award the contract to Yadkin Valley Paving in the amount of $68,852.09.
Very good. Any questions for Ms. Orrell? Entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Zinger makes the motion. Mr. Smith makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Coming home yesterday, I had a hole in my road, halfway across my road. Hank, you want to give us a little information on that?
What the mayor is referring to is a sinkhole that it has developed underneath Fallbrook Drive in his neighborhood in Arbor Run. We've discovered that hole, I guess the mayor may have discovered that earlier in the week.
Yes.
Were you the one? Yeah. Pointed it out to us. We did some investigation. It is a danger and a situation that has then now been secured, so no one is going to get in it for the time being. But we do have a budget amendment and a contract before you this evening in order to make enough repairs to it to get it to the point where it is not a problem for anyone. And so this evening, what we have for you is a budget amendment for, Ms. Orrell, how much is that amount?
$14,700.
Okay, and that will be for Al Russell Construction to finish excavation of the site, get the pipe repaired and in place, backfill the site with appropriate material, put the curb and gutter back in, and get it all but pavement repair. And this is a not-to-exceed price. We will be watching him closely. He has been a good contractor in the past, and we've always not gotten into the point where we've hit that number.
Any questions for the manager? Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Zinger makes the motion. Mr. Smith makes the second. Any further discussion?
And this is the ordinance for,
This is the ordinance to go ahead and do a budget amendment.
okay, budget amendment. All right. Just
Record,
clarification.
for the record, that number is 2019008.
Very good. Thank you. Any further questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. Now let's go ahead and approve the contract to pay Mr. Russell.
For the record, that contract number is 2019007.
Motion to approve contract 2019007.
Second.
Mr. Smith paused for a moment to see if anybody over here would jump in on the second.
Trying to give him a shot.
Mr. Zinger makes that motion. Mr. Smith makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Hank, thank you, by the way, you and George, for your fast mobilization on that. That was right on the one side of the road, and there was indeed jeopardy that the road would collapse with a car going by. So thank you very much for your quick action on that.
You're welcome, sir. I'll pass that along to Mr. Hauser.
Please. Okay, Pam, you have another budget ordinance for us to approve?
Yes, we have ordinance 2019007 to amend budget ordinance 2018001 in the amount of $3,200 for the demolition of the structure on the donated property on Louisville-Vienna Road.
Any questions for Ms. Orrell? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Green makes a motion. Mr. Franklin makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Hank, you've got some administrative reports for us.
Okay, first I want to point out that we are going to be saying good night and goodbye this evening to Ms. Jeannie Taylor, who was introduced at the beginning of the meeting. Ms. Taylor will be leaving us, and I have started the recruitment process for another communication specialist. She is going to help us out in the interim by remote status. She has that ability. She's going to be videotaping this meeting this evening, getting it up on Channel 6, and she's going to put together the newsletter one last time, and then she's going to be performing other duties for us remotely from where she's moving. And in the interim, I am going to be recruiting for another position. but this will be her final meeting this evening.
Jeannie, thank you so much for all you've done. You stepped in and have our Facebook working, and you have our video streaming working, and thank you very much for the work that you've done. You made a significant improvement in the appearance of our newsletter, so good luck to you, and I hope you won't be a stranger when you pass through town. Very good.
All right, moving forward for events at Shallowford Square and Town Holidays on, April 19th, Friday, we will observe Good Friday and town offices will be closed. Moving forward to the 26th, we will have our first movie night. It is Incredibles 2 and Girl Scout Bingo before the movie.
That's not for cash prizes, that's for other things. So
That's
sheriff's
correct.
Deputies here understand what we're doing.
Forward for approvals at the briefing and action meeting on February 7th, that's last week. We had Ordinance 2019004, amending Budget Ordinance 2018001 in an amount of $40,000 to increase budget for snow and ice removal. We had approval of Ordinance 2019005, amending Budget Ordinance 2018001 in an amount of $1,200 to purchase 12 chairs for the large conference room on the second floor of Town Hall. We had Resolution 2019005 approved, directing the clerk to investigate a non-contiguous annexation petition received under GS 160A-58 through 58.8 for La Sara property. And lastly, we approved Resolution 2019004, directing the clerk to investigate a contiguous annexation petition under GS 160A-31 for 1,181 Reynolds Road. And then lastly, we had a reminder that the second annual town and state dinner will be held in Raleigh this year on February 20th, 2019. And this will be following educational sessions.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the town council meets twice a month, first on the first Thursday of the month at our briefing, which we go over a number of the items. And on occasion, there are some situations where we must take action. And when we do, we like to report those actions out at our regular meeting, which is the second Thursday of every month, so that you have and are aware of the money that we spent and the things that we do during our briefing session. Very good. Hank, anything else for us?
So that concludes my comments.
Very good. This is the second opportunity. Should anybody wish to come forward and speak this evening, if you were stirred, motivated, your passions were aroused by the dynamic discussion that you just heard, and wish to share your thoughts with us, this is the time to do it. Very good. Seeing nobody come forward. Council members, comments? I tell you, Mr. Zinger, are you keeping track of time tonight? Are we anywhere close to our record?
We've gone over.
We have gone over our record? Okay. Very good.
He was trying to improve his billing rate, so.
Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. This was a brief meeting. Our agenda was very light, but yet the matters we discussed here tonight were of utmost importance to our town residents. Sheriff, thank you for joining us this evening. Chief Deputy, thank you for joining us this evening. Captain, thank you for joining us this evening. PJ, always good. And welcome, new deputy. Trent, right? Trent.
Tyler.
It's a TT. It's a Tyler.
Tyler.
Okay. Very good. Well, welcome. With that, thanks for watching. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Mr. Zinger makes the motion. Mr. Smith makes the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That's unanimous. We're adjourned.